It's mailbag time here on NFL Daily. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports. Friendly reminder that this video was recorded on our live show on Monday, which is May 30th. So just put that in the back of your mind. If anything changes, don't shoot the messenger or the producer. Let's go to Alex G. Which QB will make the biggest step forward in their career this season? Ooh, really good question. I would say the quarterback that has the most, that can take the biggest step and needs to take the biggest step is Tua. He's got a lot of talent around him. He needs to be the one that people are like, all right, in that draft class, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, those two players are going to get talked about a lot. Tua needs to get back up into that conversation. But I will say the quarterback that takes the biggest step forward in their career, I don't like saying it because I'm a Raiders fan, I think it's Justin Herbert. I think we're about to see Justin Herbert take the step forward, and it's going to scare some people because what he did as a rookie, what he did as a sophomore, Herbert scares the living shit out of me. I'm not going to lie to you. What's up, Sam? Can the Chiefs miss the playoffs at last place in the AFC West? Yes. Obviously, they can miss the playoffs. I don't think the Chiefs come in last place in the AFC West. I mean, it also wouldn't surprise me if all four teams in the AFC West ended up making the playoffs. Yes, that would be insane because you'd have the team that wins the division and then your 5, 6, 7 seed. But I look at that division, I think the Raiders are a playoff team, the Chargers are a playoff team, the Broncos are a playoff team, and Kansas City is definitely a playoff team. What up, Loney Ryan? Should the Ravens sign Julio Jones? More Julio Jones connections. Is Baltimore have a need at receiver? Yes, absolutely. Julio is a good outside receiver, and Baltimore could potentially look to replace a big guy like Sammy Watkins. Also, try to replace Marquise Hollywood Brown. If Julio would be able to come in on a one-year cheap prove-it deal, I think it would make some sense for Baltimore. But if I was Jones, I would try to want to go to a team that gives me the best chance to win and gives me the best chance to put up some solid numbers. And unfortunately, with Baltimore's offense being the way it is, Mark Andrews is going to be the number one. I don't even know if Julio would be the number two in that offense. So what do y'all think here? Where will Julio Jones end up playing football in 2022? It's kind of crazy that he's still a free agent. I will always think of Julio in Atlanta. I thought maybe he could have a reunion there. I'm going to continue to say that the team that makes the most sense to me is Indianapolis. That way he can rejoin Matt Ryan. Shane Curry, Super Chat. What up, bro? Appreciate you supporting the show. Give the kicker some love. Who will have a better comeback, Will Lutz or Rodrigo Blankenship? Yikes, Mr. Goggles. I'm going to go Will Lutz. I just think Will Lutz is a more talented kicker, but you can always see incredible comebacks. And yes, kickers are people too. The real question is Justin Tucker still the best kicker in the National Football League? Let's go to Beatles Burner. Who's your dark horse MVP? Oh, boy. I mean, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Raiders fan. I do think Derek Carr deserves to be in the discussion because when you look at the overall odds, they are very, very low. You have Devontae Adams, you have Hunter Renfrow, you have Darren Waller. And on top of that, before Derek lost Henry Ruggs, he was probably the front runner to win NFL MVP. If the Raiders win that division with the amount of attention that's going to be around there, I'll say DC is definitely a dark horse MVP. I think Justin Herbert deserves to be in that conversation as well. If you want to get super, and I mean like super dark horse MVP, Tua deserves to be in it as well with all the talent he has around him. Let's go to Robert Bruce. Hello, Mitch. Hello, Jack. Laugh out loud. Wondering what you think the most glaring need is for the Patriots right now, please. I would say the biggest need right now for New England, it's not receiver, it's not running back. If they lose Isaiah Wynn, it's going to be left tackle. I still believe that you need to go ahead and try to find another replacement at corner. Yes, Malcolm Butler is there, but the cornerback room does scare me a little bit if I was New England. I'll also go ahead and say linebacker is not very strong since you lost Jamie Collins and since you lost Deonta Hightower. Now, NFL Daily, y'all, we are available on Locals, and I love everything that we have here on Locals. And the reason why I want you guys to go check us out at Locals.com, because Locals puts a lot of power into content creators. And if you're looking to get in better contact with those creators, like, you can get intimate access to people and ideas that you care about. So some of the top creators over on Locals: Russell Brand, Tulsi Gabbard, Dr. Drew, The Rubin Report. If you want more content from me as well, you can go ahead and do it. Locals.com. Now, if you're a Raiders fan, I do content for Raider Nation. So you guys can get that information at RaidersReport.locals.com. At the end of the day, I like being able to connect with you guys. I know we have a lot of viewers over here on YouTube. Locals is just a better way to imagine doing a show in front of 1,000 people. It's harder to get everyone's intake. Over on Locals, I can essentially like sit down at a bar with you and have that one-on-one interaction. I think it's pretty cool. So seriously, go ahead, check it out. Let's go to Wood and Rival. Do you think Dylan Radons is ready to start? I don't think you should ask me. I think you should ask the head coach here, because I know there's some reports out there that coaching staff, especially Vrabel, is a little bit nervous about Radons. I liked him a lot when he first came out of North Dakota State. He did struggle last season, but I think it's because that entire offensive line struggled with injuries. And not that he's not talented, he is. He just needed to be around extra talent to be better. But the biggest thing to have a successful offensive line is continuity. It's chemistry. And you got to be able to face the facts. The Titans had no chemistry last year because of the amount of injuries they had. Let's go to the past master. What up, bro? Mitch. Of all the people, should have KC winning the division again. If they don't, who do you honestly think would? Great work, Chat Sports. And I hate giving this answer because it could literally be anyone. If Russell Wilson can go back to being that dude, the Broncos are a scary team. If Justin Herbert takes the next step in year 3, the Chargers can easily do it. If the Raiders stay healthy and DC and Josh McDaniels mesh underneath that new offense, that could be a scary team. However, I will go ahead and say the Chargers are probably the team out of the AFC West that scare me the most if it's not the Chiefs. Join the family right now. Take a second. Subscribe to Chat Sports. Turn on those notifications. That way you never miss a video. We are getting close to 293,000 subscribers. Think about that. It's a crazy number to me. So please, you have nothing to lose. Free videos. Hit that subscribe button. What up, Mason Stevenson? Mitch, since I'm a Raider fan, is this Josh Jacobs last year, RIP Jeff Gladney? Yes, please, again, type those RIPs for Jeff Gladney, 25 years old, passed away in a car accident in Dallas on, technically I believe it was Sunday night, or it was Monday morning. Is this last year for Josh Jacobs? Yes. Jacobs' last season will be in 2022 for the Silver and Black. The Raiders have already declined his fifth-year option, and I've been told that it's going to be Jacobs' last year. What up, Christopher Young? Do you think Daniel Jones will be the Giants' starting quarterback beyond the 2022 season? No, I think the real question is Daniel Jones going to start every game this season for New York? If I was the Giants, I would say no matter what, you let Daniel Jones play every single game this year. You throw him to the Wolves. I never thought Daniel was going to be a good pick when the Giants took him number 6 overall. I didn't understand the pick whatsoever. But the reason why you got to do it is because you got Brian Daboll. Daboll was able to work out a lot with Josh Allen. I didn't believe in Josh Allen. Daboll did a lot there. So you're like, all right, if Daboll can't get it to work this season, wipe your hands clean, move on from Daniel Jones. Evan Hinders, my sister is a Patriot fan. Anyone should sign. Anyone, I think you mean, should they sign? Man. Personally, I think if the Patriots, what they needed to do is they need to figure out how you trade away N'Keal Harry. That's step one. I think losing Donta Hightower is a done move by them, because when you lose a lot of your coaching staff, you need to sometimes have a player coach out there on the field. And Donta Hightower, to me, might not fit their defensive scheme, but I do think he would be a good veteran leader out there. So I'll say Donta Hightower. All right, y'all, totally random question here. We got a bunch of different shows at Chat Sports, and we got a different people that have got different, favorite teams as well. So who do you think is the best team out of all the teams on screen right now? Dallas Cowboys, type DAL, Pittsburgh Steelers, PIT, 49ers, SF, or the Green Bay Packers, GB? My mom's favorite musician, Rod stew on. Actually, it's the knockoff version. Who starts, Cam Dantzler or Andrew Booth Jr.? Right now there is a serious cornerback battle going on this offseason. Patrick Peterson's going to be one of the starters there in Minnesota, and I believe it could be Dantzler or Andrew Booth Jr. The reason why I'm going to give the advantage to Dantzler is because he's healthy. One of the reasons why Andrew Booth slid down in the draft because he had hernia surgery. So I'll say Dantzler gets the early start, but I actually have Booth as a better overall corner and could be a bigger impact player by the end of the season. Dalton Mora, do the Browns keep Baker if Watson is suspended? I think Baker Mayfield leaves the Cleveland Browns before we get a Watson discussion. And I actually think Cleveland does want to wait and see on Deshaun, but Baker doesn't want to play there. So even if they hang on to him, I don't think it's Baker coming in for Deshaun. I think it would be Jacoby Brissett, and that would be a very ill feeling for a lot of Browns fans out there. Now, you guys are watching this on Rumble. You're watching this on YouTube. And if you're watching this live, we're getting ready to go to a Rumble After Hours show. Support the show here at Chat Sports. Give us a follow on Rumble for exclusive videos, extra content, and even more live shows. Plus, I can say and do whatever the hell I want over on Rumble. So the goal is to get to 5,000 followers. We need 482 more. Take a second. Give us a follow if you appreciate the content Chat Sports provides. Jordan, you're next up here. Are there any news about the Falcons or any rumors that the Falcons might get OBJ? I would say no. I don't really think it makes any sense for the Falcons to get OBJ, and it makes even less sense for Odell to go to Atlanta unless Atlanta throws him a ton, and I mean a ton of money. But if I was Odell, why would I want to go to a team that I don't view being very good? If I'm Beckham, I'm trying to chase rings. I'm trying to get paid, yes, but I'm still trying to chase more rings. I'm coming off a Super Bowl victory. Atlanta, to me, is at best a 5-win team, at best. Dale Webb Jr., does Deebo Samuel or DK Metcalf get traded? I'm going to go ahead and say that Deebo Samuel gets dealt. I don't think DK at this point does. The more likely player for Seattle that gets dealt, I actually think it's Tyler Lockett, so that's definitely a name to keep in mind. If you're a Raiders fan and you want more content from me, I make a lot of extra videos over on Locals. The link is below, RaidersReport.locals.com. I did a live video on Sunday, which my live videos are called Raiders and Chill. It was a mailbag just around all the questions. We talked about Kaepernick. We talked about Darren Waller. If you're a diehard Raiders fan just looking for more content, RaidersReport.locals.com. Let's go to Maurice Malik. How worried should I be, Saints fan, that Michael Thomas still isn't ready? I mean, you got to be concerned. And actually, how about this? Before I give my answer, Morris, let's hear from all y'all. What's the Michael Thomas panic meter from a scale from 1 to 100? Essentially, Thomas hasn't played in, a year and a half NFL time? I mean, we're going on almost 2 years of him having ankle issues, and he's still not practicing. And I get it, voluntary workouts, you want to take your time. But when Dennis Allen said he's still not 100%, not good at all. I would go ahead and say I'm a 90 in terms of panic meter because we know Thomas can be a hell of a player, and that's how New Orleans could take that next step. The fact that he's still potentially battling an injury, it would scare me quite a bit. East Side Monster, what up, my dude? What's the chances the Eagles will win the NFC East, even the NFC? I would say that Philadelphia right now is still the second best team behind the Dallas Cowboys in that division, though they definitely made it a lot closer this offseason with a lot of the moves they made. And I think that this could potentially be a playoff team. But again, I'm not the biggest believer in Jalen Hurts. I could be wrong on that. But if Philly had a shot to make it last season, why would they not have a shot to make it this season?